Halo guys, balik lagi sama gue. Kita bermain Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Jadi sembari puasa kita ngabuburit main game ini. Jadi sekarang gue lagi pakai si ini nih, priest. Kita lagi ada di Rosport kalau nggak salah ya. Let's play the game. Jadi kita disuruh ngapain nih? Oh, suruh kenalin diri ke semua ini nih yang ada di sini.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here.
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. And we are both a little unfamiliar. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical cult in the sacred community, and this is Samuel.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need.
Ngomongnya susah banget, guys.
Why would they?
Do you want to make use of the council to improve the status of Jews?
Not at all. However, we would like to give the council something. It is the situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of... You have men and weapons. We have the means to...
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quick...
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived.
Did you come to lend money to the Lord?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have...
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him.
Oke, jadi si itu bukan bapaknya Henry yang asli, yang blacksmith ya.
And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more
Wah,
suitable
complicated nih
times.
ceritanya di bro.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Oke. What's more? Apalagi nih? Oh, ada noble di sini. Noble, another noble.
I'm glad you finally accepted my
Another noble. Oh, nih housemate. Oh, nih dia Faklin Braban.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also à ma manière, hein?
My word.
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up in prison?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only
You're
lost it
French,
narrowly
Nicky.
by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation.
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been...
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances.
Oh? I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Maleshov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom, but they never broke my spirit.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but...
Oke.
You say you're a poet?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but I think not. To recite...
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the open?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan, and if you are interested in my greatest deed...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing.
Oke, jadi perseteruan ya pertemuannya ya. Pro dan kontra.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health, and to yours. I would have expected a bit. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone.
By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage in equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Yod?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemians.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care...
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow, but certain defeat for all of us.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sig. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner.
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of
a male affair? So far, Anna is holding back and behaving like an exempt... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws. She knows how to do...
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim
Oke, jadi kita disuruh ngumpulin ini ya.
Thanks to her.
Ngumpulin masa nih. Ada 3 lord yang harus kita bribe, ajak ngobrol. Jadi ada si Botchek, Kunststadt, anjay. Haman Alder sama anak of Walterstein.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck.
Success to our plans.
Okay, let's go get support from Anna of Waldenstein.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe.
Martin likes
Ini
to.
si Haman Alder
I'd
di
like to
sini.
check your horses out. See if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well. We have a new...
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
You're in my home, so you'll talk to me first. What is it?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then.
We'll talk later and in private. Right now, we have more important things to attend to.
Don't try my patience.
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you...
I'm not happy about it. But this isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Take that!
Arm lower!
That was sneaky.
What's wrong with your legs? Si usted pudieras non vam non certis. You're no match for me!
That was sneaky. You're nasty. Not bad for a priest.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist. Forgive me, Lord, for what I do. Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
That was sneaky. You want to try me?
I might be old, but I'm not written off.
Not bad for a priest.
Take that!
Hey, who told you that? That was sneaky.
Look in my eyes, not at my sword. Sum quique tribue. Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a car through. Smile, you fuck, while you've still got teeth. You don't know
Enough.
which end of that thing is up.
That will do. My God. Where did you learn to... Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. That you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees.
I apologize.
So Father would be satisfied. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize...
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at
Jadi
least
dia
his
di-kick
second
ya
would
dari
become
rumah ya
something.
gara-gara suka mabuk sama main cewek nih. Terus
Not at all. I remember in the sea.
makanya dia males kesini ya, nih si
When I was
Pris ini.
6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg.
Kasian juga sih
He wouldn't
sebenarnya.
talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to
Oh,
shoot
bapaknya
my
emang
first hare.
cara ngedidiknya
Only
rada
3 days.
rada konyol nih.
He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what...
Do I have any...
If it's really that important.
All right, then. You've heard... It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without...
Only no one's going to pay for one. Because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Jadi lapar gue bro, ingetin gituan bro. Kita langsung naik lagi aja bro. Oh, Konrad Vetter. Goyang-goyang gitu bro. Udah gue ontai deh kayaknya. Kayaknya ya. Oh, di bawah ternyata bro. Bener yang tadi bro.
We mustn't push too hard.
There's disgusting.
You seem a bit out of sorts. Anything wrong?
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze.
Oh, and have you heard?
It seems Liechtenstein's looking for allies. For his own ends.
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see them all fighting tooth and nail here just a while ago?
Well, different approaches work.
The only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resistance. Maybe on the field of battle?
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while longer. Ever since leaving Ratai, he's gone from one pile of trouble.
That's one thing you can always count on him for. I'll gladly wager with you he'll end up in some other shit by evening.
God forbid. Henry's not here now to pull him out of it.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him to disgrace himself in front of Hanush.
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear or convenience.
Well, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under his thumb, no one will rock the boat.
Well, at least there's a few individuals here. like Rutard.
Sigismund confiscated his castle and half his estates. That'd be enough to make a man mad. Not to mention that his son was killed in the siege of the city.
Sir Wojciech, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms has a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Leipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
So, will you support our plan?
You're selling the
Susana
skin of a
Gane,
boar
maybe.
that's still grunting. First, I want a confirmation that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support.
Oke.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things...
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop
Ya, dia blosin temen sendiri, yang penting kerajaannya terselamatkan, bro. Boleh, boleh, boleh.
Take a look at that.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Wojciech, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
Well, I explained to him how such an alliance could be mutually beneficial.
Mutually? What do you mean?
He's got a pretty serious personal interest in this... bond.
Stop beating around the bush and...
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstad's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding, not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink.
Cheers!
Cheers to you!
Berhasil ternyata guys. Ternyata berhasil guys. Kita balik lagi. Kita tahu.
Why we mustn't book.
Sabuchek, your niece Yivka could start.
So Hanush agreed. Without
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yivka and the unhappy Lord.
The unhappy Lord Capon. Kasian banget sih Hans yang dikasih tahu bro, mau dinikahin. Kacau. Jadi sebentar lagi udah mau buka puasa nih guys. Suara gue udah mulai pelan nih. Oke, berarti terakhir kita harus ke
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's...
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's some... What are you expecting from today's gathering?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an
Gila, emang
injustice, knowing young
bermasalah
Lord
mulu
Capon,
itu si
he undoubtedly
Capon.
contribute. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him it. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie, no one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't
Godwin?
Well, it could. Sir Kunzman, I haven't yet had the pleasure.
You're Godwin, aren't you? I've heard about you from Martin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know he's prone to exaggeration. Anything I can do for you?
Will you support Margrave Jobst's plan?
That depends on what it is. If he decides to just wait, then no. I can't take that risk any longer.
Do you think we should look for help somewhere else?
I came here for one reason alone. To hear a plan of attack against Sigismund. If Jobst doesn't lay one out before me, I'll try and find someone more courageous.
I expect you know Lady Anna of Waldstein well.
Why wouldn't I? She's joined at the hip with my daughter Rosa.
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here. I've heard she's a bit of a thorn in the side for some of the gents here.
To her own relatives, certainly. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew her husband, Wenzel, and he married her out of love. And I cared for him devotedly till the day he died. And it wasn't a quick death.
So it's not true what they say? That his demise was convenient for her?
Vile slander. People just can't forgive her for coming into a fortune as a young widow.
What do you think of the rabbi's offer? The Kuttenberg Jewish community is large, and their support could change everything.
Or nothing. To be honest, I've no idea what to expect of the rabbi's offer.
He said he was interested in an alliance, though, didn't he?
Aye, but still he must be aware that whatever happens, it won't change the lot of his people.
So you don't trust him?
And isn't it natural? It's not just fate and the walls of their quarter that separates us. They live in our city, but they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians. God be with you.
Christ, what's the holds up?
Certainly.
Oke, terus idenya nih ngobrol sama Haman Haldernya gimana caranya ya? Dia nih si Yops.
Your Grace, may I disturb you for a moment?
Certainly.
Godwin, I came with the lords from
now I remember. Forgive me, there are many guests and I only have one head.
Lord Liechtenstein asked me for help, in our collective interest. But if you'll allow me, sir, I'd like to ask you a few questions. So I'm clear.
Indeed. And
your plan, if I may be so bold, has a few gaping holes. Sigismund may attack anywhere and any time. And we have no way to defend ourselves. You want to wait. Fine. But you should at least give some assurance to the lords that they'll live to see it through.
you amuse me, Godwin. A parish priest teaching the Margrave of Moravia about politics. I know you mean well, but try to look at it with cold reasoning.
I'd reason better with an army at my back.
Do you realize how much such an army costs? The gentlemen here have trouble agreeing about much.
And if a way could be found, and the means.
Before that happens, Sigismund will take his shoes off and head off to Rome barefoot.
John of Liechtenstein is acting in your interest, isn't he?
That was the original agreement. And on the outside, it still looks that way, I trust.
I understood that he was on our side.
Yes, he is. Only, he is slowly starting to act more and more on his own initiative.
Although, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, does it?
He still lacks the experience, but he is persuasive, and easily wins people to his side. Unfortunately.
But it was you who sent him to Kuttenberg, wasn't it?
True. But I certainly never told him to hole up in the Jewish quarter and pursue his own private plans there. And by doing so, he put both himself and our common interests in jeopardy.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crew.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Harman Alder was given the documents to deliver to the council. He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them, so he won't even notice the difference.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
All right, I'll help you.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, but watch yourself.
Oke, adanya di saddlebag ya, di bawah nih pasti. Di dalam shed, dia adanya di sini. Di sini pasti nih. Di saddle, sweet pepper. Oke, berhasil.
What brings you here?
Berhasil, guys. Tinggal kita ke atas lagi, guys. So kita butuh banget pertolongan si ini, aneh. So dia kaya sama wise, jago negosiasi deh.
You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God would...
Yes, quite. But let's...
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
and to the success of our
I'm still hoping it works out, and we...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bojek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
Oke, conclusionnya apa nih jadinya nih?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Kasian banget nih Kevin. Hans.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzik, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas!
Oh ini Henry lagi jadi penuang gelas wine deh tadi sebelumnya.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You... don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insults. The same is true.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them.
Jadi kita harus ngelayanin si rajanya nih. Cuma ngapain nih? Ada dia nih.
If he knew we had heeded
Kita tebas aja nih palanya dia nih.
Can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries. They cannot be relied upon.
Oke guys,
And we are no closer
kayaknya gue mau ini dulu nih cut sebentar karena udah mau buka puasa ya. Jadi gue buka puasa dulu bentar. Oke, jadi gue habis batalin puasa dulu ya. Kita lanjut lagi nih mainan nih. Yuhu.
It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him the time.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them?
Jadi dia ngapain nih? Ngeliat-ngeliatin kita nih.
But there's a
Senyum-senyum
fortress
sendiri.
standing on every damn hill here. What side are
Mau
they
kayak orang ini lagi.
We'll find out soon.
Kayak orang Jawa.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides with us.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities and get a couple more lords on my side.
Kita jadi tahu rencananya dia ya.
If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good. To your health. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, Your Majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly. If Rabosch falls, others...
Anjir ganti-ganti gini
I
minumnya.
think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast.
Oke.
It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here
Jadi menurut kalian game ini gimana nih guys? Coba tolong di share di komentar di bawah nih. Karena kalau menurut gue nih game bagus banget ya secara development karakter, terus juga storyline, terus role playnya tuh luas gitu. Lu mau
There's
ngapain
been
aja bisa
enough
gitu.
fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
In full armor. And I will clear my name.
And die.
I will charge.
How'd you like our wine,
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France.
Udah pada mabok nih.
Recipes are passed on from father to son, and I myself was practically raised on wine. Even the French royal court took note. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if you'd only known he had a real connoisseur...
Best barrels? Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wood.
Anjir,
and
gak enak dong rasanya berarti.
The taste
Kalau cuman buat
is of
bersihin
little
luka.
consequence. Give me 109.
I couldn't resist you either. The sausages were awesome, delicious.
You in need of something, my wild friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. As they say, all's well. So, too touching. Come now. What's become of your...
I never had one.
Truly?
Oh, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner.
See now. I'll gladly drink to that with you. Only there's nothing to drink.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs. He can't make it.
To hell with that. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pitchers brought from somewhere for himself and and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those
You can bet on it. I've got a...
I don't doubt it.
Anjir, masih disuruh nyolong ya. Fine jug of wine.
I am not sure.
Half of us only came here for the feast anyway.
Don't complain. I haven't eaten so well.
Kita ambil-ambilin aja udah semua. Iya gak sih? Nih, Liechtenstein ngeselin nih.
He's marrying the young Lord of Perkstein.
I sure did. Botchek made sure everyone heard.
And who is this young
Orang udah begini masih disuruh Ini guys, gokil. Gokil. Kita miring guys. Oke, nggak bisa masuk ya. Jadi kita harus lewat ini. Berarti jalannya emang harus lewat ini bawah. Turun. Udah ada yang muntah ya di situ ya. Kita juga udah kentut-kentut. Oke. Kita kemana nih? Apakah di bawah sini? Oh, ini dia. Tempat rahasianya nih.
The rat'll be good.
Let's go. Kita ke atas lagi.
Now there's a piece of horse flesh for you, Rudart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he's coming happily to this celebration, you old fox.
Waduh, ini pasukannya ini nih.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Perang nih kayak ini.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Wow.
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Asik, kita keluar dengan enjoy ya kan. Bego banget guardnya anjir. Teker banget. Lu sadar lu.
That one's had it! Are you waiting for orders from your wife? Fight!
Wow. 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 Wow, kita dibacokin terus. Gimana sih nyangkut, bro? Ngelek. Nyangkut. Oke, come here. Oke, darah kita lebih banyak ya. Dan mati guys. Gara-gara tadi nyangkut awalnya guys. Harus kita ulang. Jadi harus kita ulang nih.
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own!
He's had it! Turn one step back! Stand your ground! Nice! Hey!
You got him! Everything to the devil!
Now you'll die.
Wah, gagal. Ulang lagi. Susah ternyata. Karena kita keadaannya lagi miring juga nih. Jadi rada sulit nih. Terus selamatin adanya jangan sampai mati jadi intinya. Nah, adanya itu di mana masalahnya? Jadi kan awal kita selamatin Siska dulu nih.
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own!
Done for!
This is how we step back! Stand your ground!
Show what you made like that!
That must hurt!
I'll beat you! Drive those horsemen out!
Leave him alone!
Nice hit!
Show what you made! Hey!
Now you'll die!
Oke, kita cutscene nih. Berhasil berarti. Siapa nih? Oh, si Henry ya. Henry datang ya kayaknya. Atau siapa nih? Ini si Henry ya. Oh iya benar Henry. Benar si Henry. Kita harus pakai baju jangan yang ini bro. Yang ini bro. Yang ini bro. Paling benar bro. Go and help your friend.
Go.
Okay, to the war bro. Let's go bro. Let's go.
Hey, get him! He's had it. You're dead. Show your stuff.
Lu yang mati bro kalau udah Henry yang datang bro.
Get here, you asshole, you fucker.
Kelamaan lu. Mati duluan lu. Come here, die.
For glory and carnage, dawn. True blood,
Temen gua bro, gila lu. Gua bunuh semua. Nice. Lagi. Come here.
Not just ugly, but he wounded me!
Die another day, bro. Because Henry is here.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me.
Do my eyes to see?
Gokil, satu orang merubah semuanya, ngerubah langsung menang.
I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at
Is everyone alright?
No, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those
Waduh,
butchers.
si Ananya mati lagi. Padahal dia tuh yang kita butuhin
You're
tuh.
simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good work.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. Nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
Markvar bragged about it to Sigismund, and Sigismund promised to make him Lord of Raborsh in return.
When he sees what von Berghout did with it, he'll shit himself.
You find that funny? Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around and slaughtering innocents? Who else has to die before we do something about it?
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in corpses before you bothered to turn up.
Well, not you.
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat. Trust me.
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding new ones. They'll be afraid to even peep against Sigismund.
Well, are you surprised? Look around. Sigismund showed everyone what's coming for all who resist him.
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about giving up. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
And what am I supposed to do? Can I help somehow?
You've done enough, don't you think?
And I'm sure Liechtenstein can't wait to find out what was discussed at the city council.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to
Oh,
ransack the
dibantai nih,
Jewish
Jewish.
quarter. That is, he ordered it.
Mau dibantai.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do.
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first.
Oke, kita harus
Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up,
kasih tahu si Liechtenstein ya sama si Rabi. Wow. Kita panen nih guys dari mayat-mayat yang ada nih. Kasihan mereka guys, dibantai.
Well, at least it was over quick.
Kita adalah pahlawan perang guys, jadi kita bisa ngelut siapa aja guys. Kasian banget anjir, pada mati guys. Style.
What will happen to his lordship now?
Kasian banget si Matilda.
We have to take care of young Sir
Sama anak.
Christopher and hope his father comes back soon.
Yes. The best thing we can do is to keep doing our work. What if the old lord doesn't come back? Then we'll have a young.
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot more harm.
Von Owlett surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join.
Oke, tell Sam di atas ya. Yeah.
You did.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may not get another chance.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did you talk about? Me?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times.
Anaknya
Remember
ini
how I stared at your
ternyata.
sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Why are you even telling me this?
I thought you would want to know. Martin was raising you instead of being with Mother. And me.
I know what it's like. My real father rejected me too. I learnt the truth only after Pa's death.
You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
Do you think it's really gonna be that bad? Isn't it just scaremongering?
Wake up, Henry. That rabble is capable of anything. It would not be the first time. They would pillage their own neighbors if they could. But if they do it to us, they will not be punished.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a hurry. We need to get back into the city and get the people out, quick, before it begins. Will you come with us, Henry? Every man counts.
I'll come. And Liechtenstein already knows about it too.
Very well. We should get going right.
Let's not waste time.
Oke, let's go, kita selamatkan orang-orang yang ada di Gutenberg, guys.
Thank God you
Wow,
are
Exodus.
awake. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubyanka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course, I borrowed it too, if you know
Dia
what
nyolong
I
juga
mean.
padahal.
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
All right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Let's go then.
Burekata Adonai Elo.
Oke, let's go. Kita ke Gutenberg, menyelamatkan orang-orang yang ada di Gutenberg, guys. Apakah kita akan berhasil menyelamatkan mereka, guys? Padahal ini mukanya udah pada muka-muka menyerah semua ya, karena habis dibantai.
Peresh, can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to take all my papers and get the people out of there.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Enough with the talking. Can't we really go any faster?
Just hold on tight back there.
Ini kita bakal nyampe dengan waktu yang tepat apa enggak nih kayaknya. Kayaknya sih bakal terlambat juga ya. Udah pada dibantai nih pasti. Oke, kita sampai. Kita nggak sampai dalam ternyata, cuma sampai luar.
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough.
Follow me.
Oke, jadi kita masuk lewat jalan
What a
rahasia.
blessing it is to have found the passageway.
Si Kubianka selalu mabok ya, jalannya selalu miring-miring aja deh, aneh banget. Buset, pada nyantai banget lagi, padahal nih urgent banget.
Killed our savior.
What did you just say?
Nothing, I'm just blabbering.
I dare you to say that again. Loud and clear.
You know what, sir? Just ignore me and be glad I'm here. And you up front, pick it up a little, Kurva. My arse is getting numb.
We should split up here. Me and the rabbi will go this way to the shul. We have to take the Torah and warn everyone.
What about us?
You keep going straight ahead and then to the left. You'll get right to the King Solomon Tavern. Gather up all the secret documents and wait for us.
Shouldn't someone come with you, just in case? How about Kubyenka here? Henry and I can handle it.
Well, if you insist.
Was that all the contempt you could muster up?
Well, good luck. We'll see you up there.
Follow me.
Oke, jadi kita cuma berdua masih Liechtenstein ya, Liechtenstein. Namanya susah banget nih, Liechtenstein.
And if they fall into Sigismund's hands,
Horn of Liechtenstein.
will die too.
Do you think we're gonna make it in time? To find the papers? Save the people?
I pray we can, Henry. There's nothing more
Gila sih, gue semakin suka sama di game. Dan banyak konten kreator lain yang main ini game juga ngomong hal yang sama ya, kayak di game tuh drag you from your reality gitu. Soalnya seseru itu, bener seseru itu karena banyak side missionnya, terus juga mekaniknya tuh keren-keren gitu ya.
Damn it.
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is open. Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this. Somebody else must have got in.
I think there's someone walking up there.
Go and check it out. If they took anything down here, they mustn't get out alive. I'll gather up my things in the meantime. I'll meet you outside the tavern.
Oke, jadi kita harus periksa nih. Kita periksa di atas. Oh, apa tuh? Oh, mati ternyata si Moses, bro. Kasian banget ya. Oh, dibunuh semua, bro, ternyata, bro. Oh, ini dia pembunuhnya nih. Oke, satu-satu, kita iniin ya. Satu-satu terus kita bunuh. Satu-satu kita mana nih? Di mana mereka? Terus ada lagi gak nih? Oh, nggak ada. Kita ke atas lagi. Ada orang? Oh, ada dua, guys. Wow. Come here.
Go fuck yourself! Take that! Fuck around! Damn it!
Take that, you shit! Show what you're made of!
Oke. Kita berhasil membunuh para pembunuh. Oke, sekarang kita ke bawah lagi, guys. Duh, kasian banget dibunuh semua, guys. Pada kenapa sih? Aduh, suka banget ngebunuh gitu deh. Aduh, ini lagi tidur lagi, kasian banget nih.
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation,
Henry here has already taken care of those cutthroats.
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent them. I'm really sorry about your friends. We got here too late.
There was nothing you could do. Benavis Amardes. This Eric is really pissing me off. I've never laid eyes on him, yet I cannot wait to wring his neck.
What about your mother? Is she all right?
She is, thank God. I told her to get ready, and we would come for her right...
All right, we got what we came for, so we better get out of here, eh?
I'm sure Mama is waiting for us. We have to take her to the shul.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no one else can get in.
But sir, if any more of them come here...
I can take care of myself. Now go. God be with you.
Oke, kita nyelamatin maknya dulu nih kayaknya nih. Maknya Samuel nih. Karena, wow, kotanya udah mulai dibantai ya. Udah mulai terjadi kerusuhan, guys.
I have to help him. Bring Ma here.
Oke, kita tolong nyokapnya. Ini dia.
Holy Himmel! What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, Mom. He sent me to tell...
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out.
Wait! Who are you?
My name is Henry. I'm, Do you remember Martin, the blacksmith?
Of course I do.
I'm his... son.
Was sagst du?
Sam told me that...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back, it might be safer there!
What's going on?
Sam, are you alright?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyards. Follow me.
Oke, kita jadi bodyguard maknya Sam ya. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them!
Oh. Gimana caranya kita? Oh iya, gua kan punya ini. Apa gua nanya? Lupa gua kalau punya crossbow, bro. Sorry. Ayo, mana? Mana dia? Mana dia? Sini lo. Sini lo. Aduh, susah bro. Susah bro. Nice.
We have to keep going. For the yards.
Okay. Through the yard. Let's go.
That is Judith and Lev. Can you help them?
Please leave her alone, or... Sprich deine Gebete, Arschloch!
I'm sorry. Kita nggak bisa selamatin semua ya. Karena kita harus ini juga nih. Aduh, dia kemana lagi?
We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way.
Oke, di dalam rumah ada ini ya. Oke, satu-satu. Waduh, nyangkut. Nice.
Place is clear now. Come inside.
Oke.
Mommy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now we have to go.
Waduh, ini gua hancur lagi. Apa nih yang hancur dari armor gua? Coba kita cek. Taylor Swift, asik Taylor Swift. Udah. Nambah ya craftsmanship kita ya. Bisa nyantai banget lagi. Ayo bro, jalan bro. Ya gue tahu suruh cepet-cepet, cuman dia aja nggak jalan.
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? Rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Kubianka mati kan di sini nih. Oh ternyata dia jago guys, Kubianka guys. Kayaknya kita harus tolongin deh. Apa nggak usah ya? Jago dia ternyata.
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No.
Oke, let's go. Seru banget nih bro. Wow, ada si ini nih, si bangsat nih.
There they are. Well, now we're really fucked.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back. For how long, though? As long as we need to.
Oke. As long as we need to. Let's go. Kita bunuh semua. Oke. Oh ini kasihan nih. Harus kita tolongin. Pokoknya semua harus kita tolongin. Wow, gue dibacok. Dia nggak tahu siapa gua. Nggak tahu dia guys. Mereka akan menyesal melawan orang yang salah. Mereka udah melawan orang yang salah guys. Oke. Come here. Come here brother, come here. Wow, kebiankanya ke serang. Oke, cutscene nih.
Come on, everyone's inside.
Oh kita mundur ternyata guys.
Let's go.
Oke, kita menyelamatkan orang-orang Yahudi ya.
Let's go. It's this way. Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
Fuck!
Are you alright?
I'm fine, lad. Thank you. For everything.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Mein Gott, boy. Have you not helped us enough already? Now we have to manage on our own.
I know this might not be the best time, but... do you think we could talk about Martin?
Right now? Well, how is Martin actually?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh, the hen of Schutzurra Bitzroir Hahayem.
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma, and... well, they both died there.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martin I knew. He always put others first. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died.
Gila ya, Henry baik banget bro, sumpah. Gue pengen banget jadi kayak dia.
Do not worry. We were just talking about Martin.
But why would Martin leave you?
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a goy is isur de oraisa. Forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other, until one day, I was ubore.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So he did not miss a beat and took me out of town in secret. I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Colin. But he did not find out anything at all.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough. Father would have hidden me somewhere else.
And what about you? Did you ever find another man after that?
No. My father called me a widow. So I stayed a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never worked out. I made sure of that.
All right. That's about it.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I keep my head on my neck.
He was absolutely right.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. Martin he raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you,
Almost brother,
I do not
bro.
know how today would have ended.
Kacau.
What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the others. We need to figure out what to do next.
Oke, ini kayak mau perang gede nih ini.
But first, I have to escort everyone to Colin. I do not want anything to happen to them on the way.
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourself, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
Oke. Kita harus ke Devil Den. The Lion's Den. Consult with Zizka. Jadi kita harus konsul sama Zizka nih. Jadi kayaknya sekian video kali ini. Thank you for watching dan selamat berpuasa guys. Bye bye.